Hey, good morning, Crystal. This is a quick demo video for you for your brass flagship with a custom nature etch and kind of a focus on wolves is what you wanted. So that's what we've got here. This has also been installed with Proffie 2.2, and I gave you CCSabers in-hilt LEDs there. There's 2, 4, 6, there's 8 LEDs in there, so you could light up a blade plug or just generally have, you know, some visual function with this guy if you don't have a blade in it. So on the handle, as you know in the pictures that I sent you, it's not picking up well on the camera, but it's got like it's a wood scene. We've got an owl up here. There is a wolf down here kind of howling at the moon. I did put a moon right here with trees in the background, and I did emulate that on the other side in between the shrouds. And then we've got this shroud here. This was an image that I chose. And then on this shroud here, the image that you chose. So we got all that done. This is gonna be your activation switch right here. And then I put a little brass tactile switch in the back right here. You can see it doesn't stick out very far when I hold it on the side, but it's very easy to push. That's gonna be your auxiliary. So when we open this guy up, opens right up nice and smooth. I will point out to you here on the threads, there's a little bit of discoloration. I used to tape off my threads when I etched because I use acid for etching, but I've since switched over to just putting nail polish on the threads. I like that a lot more. I don't get any seepage, but then when I go to clean them off after it's done, it does leave a bit of discoloration, but because it's just on the threads, I wouldn't worry about it. It's nice and smooth. It's a smooth in and out. You'll see that here in a second. It's just that nail polish for me works way better for etching purposes and protecting the threads. Plus I live with, I got a house full of girls between my wife and my daughter, so nail polish is pretty easy to come by. But so that's what we've got there. You've got here's your chassis. It's a removable battery chassis. A 28mm bass speaker on the back. Here's your Proffie board. So it is in a press fit shelf. So this is not adhesed down. If you ever need to pop this up and do some configurations, you can do that and then press it back down into the shelf. That's fine. You can get your SD card out without moving the board out. And then I brought this back on my chassis just far enough to where on my micro USB connector, I've got one that's in the shape of an L or a 90-degree angle. So it fits in there nice and plugs in, and I don't even have to lift the board up. But if you need to lift the board up, you can. Your battery goes here, obviously. The spring is gonna be your negative side of your battery. So just remember that. You don't wanna put your battery in backwards. You could damage a lot of things that way. So we'll put a battery in right now. Spring side negative. We're gonna slide this in. And like I was telling you with the threads, I could just push it just like that, locked right into place. Now, I did give you gesture controls, so without hitting any buttons, we could do this. You see your LEDs are working great. Nice shine through on your windows. Sounds really good. Smooth swing. And then we twist off. Now, if you don't want to use gesture controls, you can always use the activation button. And then hold it down and turn it off. Just like that. So I don't have a full-length blade. I've got a test blade here. This guy takes a 1-inch diameter blade. The blade socket is pretty tight. I mask off most everything when I etch, except for the blade socket. I try to not mask that off so that I could etch a little bit of material out of there to make it a little bit easier, especially on these flagships because they have a tight diameter. Try to etch a little bit of material out of there to make it easier for you. But if you have a brand new blade, you're still gonna wanna sand this piece right here. The entire piece that goes in the blade socket is gonna probably need to be sanded. But this is my test blade. I've sanded it quite a bit over the last year or so, so it fits in there nice and good without any problems. Then I'm going to lock in this blade retention screw. So you've got two retention screws. You don't want to mess with this one down here. This is holding your pixel holder or your PCB holder, but this is your blade retention screw right here. So. Looks good. Of course, I got an unstable blade effect for this Kylo font. Now we could tap auxiliary, hold it down. Now to get to different sound fonts while the blade is off, just tap your auxiliary.
Final steps.
I like unstable blade effects and I like red, so most of these I put on are going to be that way. We'll go to the next one. Tap the auxiliary.
Now you come before me.
Now this one's pretty cool. It slowly just gets hotter and hotter, right? It starts slowly changing colors, you know, from an orange to a red, or from like a dull red, orange, white, yellow. It's kind of a lime green right now. And it does the same thing as you turn it off. It will cycle back through those colors that it was changing. So these are just off of FET's library. I like to try to, you know, every time I do one of these demo videos, it gives me an opportunity to kind of play around with some blade effects that I like. But you can go on there at any time and just swap them out for something that you like more.
Smooth fuzz.
And now these are just the stock fonts. Solid blade. Kind of a blue flame blade. Just want you to see all the functionalities working good. Nice shine through.
CNC. Smooth Jedi. Smooth gray.
Purple there.
Smooth fuzz. Rogue Commander.
There's a rainbow blade. You can really see it in your windows. This one hurts.
CNC. Smooth jet. Whenever you are.
So I'll just get it back to the beginning there. So anyways, that is the full functionality of your Saber, inside and out. If you've got any questions, please let me know. And I'm going to get this packaged up and out in the mail to you today. Thanks for your business.